Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another day, another edition of 30NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about Rockstar Games announces Grand Theft Auto plans, or Grand Theft Auto 6 plans. We're going to be talking about Halo. New Halo 1 cosmetic armor in Halo Infinite costs twice as much as Halo 1 itself. So we're going to talk about that as well. And then we're also going to be talking about Assassin's Creed dev is laying off over 100 employees, including the Mandalorian visual effects artist. So these are on all topics today on today's show on Gaming News Today. If you like what we do here, we do this Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock in the morning till about noon Eastern. So please make sure you hit that like button down below. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. So we appreciate you very much coming out and hanging out with us. What's going on, Kylo? What's going on, Stealth? Quest? Void, Wreckers, Jesse Mack, how's everyone doing? L, Boss, good morning, good morning. The internet is on meltdown right now because Rockstar Games themselves has posted that's been seen over 10 million times already within the last, like, what, 2 hours? Is it 2 hours? So they're averaging about 5 million people viewing every hour so far because they posted it at 8 o'clock this morning. So about 10 million people have seen it so far. And I'm sure if I refresh that, it'll just go up faster and faster. News moves so fast, okay? The news moves so fast that Jason Schreier last night said that they're going to make something about it tomorrow or like, sometime this week, right? I made a thumbnail last night about Rockstar going to make an announcement. And then this morning, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock, in our Discord, I said, hey, when do you guys think it's going to make the announcement? Today, tomorrow, or Friday? And then 12 minutes later, Rockstar posts on the thing. It makes sense now because their earnings call is today, Wednesday. So this is why they made the announcement, because they want to make the, it all add together there, right? So that's what's happening. So lots of stuff has happened. But yet nothing has happened because they made the announcement. We know the announcement. We're going to go over why I think this is good or bad, why they did what they did. I appreciate Jason Schreier because he's one of the, I want to say, few remaining actual journalists out there. But I also think he chopped the legs out from the excitement of this news. Like, he could have just stayed quiet for like 12 hours, and then they would have done it. I mean, does it take away from it? A little bit. But, we'll talk about that today. What's going on, Travis? Did you see that Marvel's is getting semi-good reviews? Well, Travis, you can't say they're getting semi-good reviews yet because the media that saw the movie has all been asked to come see the movie. This is how Marvel and Disney has always operated. So until the fans, and what you're going to see is you're going to see high praise from the outlets. You're going to see shitty praise from the actual people that go see it. Then there's going to be a mixture, but in between, people are going to argue, this is good, this is bad. I don't care what you think. You don't care what I think. But at the end of the day, if the masses go and it makes money, then it's successful for them. But if it doesn't make the money, then it's unsuccessful. Sort of like a lot of their movies that haven't made money in the last couple of years. But we shall see. All right. It's going to be a little bit of a long one here. So many different articles now. I mean, I think we've already kind of seen it, though, right? Records, have you not been following any of the leaks and stuff? I mean, obviously, it's rough footage that they showed. I have no insider information. Oh, yeah. The first movie, well, it made over $1 billion, but it was also in between the two Avenger films, right? Infinity War and Endgame. And everyone's like, oh, it's sold out everywhere. Which is a little weird because a lot of stuff happened around the first Captain Marvel, right? Literally, Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes switched the way they did things because of this movie. I went to the theater. I remember having this conversation. Good morning, Dave Rose. Everyone's like, oh, man, I went opening weekend. I went opening weekend with my wife. Okay, we went to go see Captain Marvel in theaters. The theater said it was sold out. The theater said it was sold out. We went to the theater. There was 35 seats open on opening night that said it was sold out, right? And these reports weren't just my personal thing. It was happening all over the place, right? So it was something fishy going on about when that movie came out and what they were trying to do. And obviously years later, we kind of see what they were doing. Obviously nothing was, proven in any way, shape, or form, except for theaters weren't sold out. But we'll see. Not even 10 hours later in the tweet about it. I don't blame Jason, but he did ruin the surprise factor. I think he did, Kylo. Right? Marvel's is gonna bomb so hard it's projected to make less than the worst DC movies. Not even the X-Men can save it, which they're gonna try to do. They're gonna show some sort of X-Men at the end of it, right? Come on. They've already announced that Kamala Khan is the first mutant in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? They're gonna show, and the cat's out of the bag. Right? We know that they're making an X-Men movie somewhere down the line. Storm's been in the talks that she was maybe supposed to show up in Black Panther 2. Then there was also forms of, Beast might show up. Professor X showed up in Doctor Strange. They've been teasing little things here and there. Obviously, the Multiverse of Madness. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It was sold out everywhere, and yet every theater had half full or worse. That's right, Reese. It was a little weird. The wife and I are going to go see the Marvels tomorrow. I'm just expecting a decent action movie. Nothing great, but should be fun. Look, I hope it is fun. Marvel Cinematic Universe is suffering burnout right now. I don't know if it's burnout. I think it's burnout of shitty writing. Right, Ron? Like, I think it's okay that we have all this stuff happening. Look, I've said this months and months and months and months ago, right? Maybe even over years ago, because time just blends. I could have sworn we said it during COVID, right? I said I would rather have what we have than nothing at all. I said that. And I stand by that. I would rather have the amount of movies. So if you want to go see Doctor Strange, or if you want to go see Blade, or if you want to go see Shang-Chi, or if you want to go see all these other movies, it's there for people that want to see it. I would rather have, because I remember the time there was nothing. I would rather have what we have for Marvel than nothing at all. Even though it's bad writing. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing? I think it's just bad writing. If they had better writers, I don't think it would be as much as burnt out. Endgame was such a good ending to that comic book, run of the MCU, right? And then the next phase, as we call it, phase 4, okay, phase 4, it just wasn't good writing for majority of the stuff that's come out so far. Well, Rogue gets her power from stealing from Miss Marvel. So I have a feeling that happens in this film. Potential. Yeah, I do like, I forget her name, the actress that plays Kamala Khan. She seems like a sweet girl. She seems like she's a real fan, and she seems like she does a really good job. I thought she was great in the show, the 2 episodes I watched. I just didn't like the show. I was like, it's a really good show, but not a Marvel show. I want to see Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon. Oh, Killers of the Flower Moon. That's the Leonardo DiCaprio Scorsese film, right? Yeah, that seems pretty good. Quality over quantity. Right. But they could do both, but they choose not to, right? They could do quality and quantity because they had the means to do it. They screwed it up. MCU has been a bad state after Endgame. Are you asking, Jesse? Yeah, 100%'s been in a bad place. Decided to have Reese peanut butter cups for breakfast. I do not regret my decision. Loki's very good. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to watch it stealth. I haven't watched it yet. Because I did like Loki 1. But some of the stuff they did in Loki 1 kind of threw everything out the window of everything we watched for 15 years. You know what I mean? I love the Punisher on Netflix. Oh. The Marvel on Netflix, Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones was pretty good, Luke Cage, and then there's Defenders and Iron Fist. Iron Fist was really low, and the Defenders, was it Defenders? Yeah, Defenders. Daredevil and Punisher, some of the Daredevil for sure, best Marvel stuff ever made. Best Marvel stuff ever made. Hands down, the best stuff. Definitely season 1. I just feel Endgame was a culmination of it all, and they never reached the high again, and they would need to focus on lower stakes stuff now. I've said that, Rose. I've said I liked Endgame, but at the same time, I hated that they went so, like, intergalactic, right? I kind of like the street level stuff, right? I like Spider-Man. I know Batman's not part of Marvel, but I like the street level heroes, right? It's much more relatable because once you go intergalactic and you're fighting, the gods of all these places, it's like, where do you go from that? Like, you have to reset it, right? It's just weird. My only issue with Daredevil on Netflix was Kingpin. I don't know why, but I couldn't see the actor as Kingpin. Still, he's good. D'Onofrio, right? That's his name. I still remember the fight scene in Daredevil on Netflix when he ran into the Punisher. I also remember the hallway fight scene from Daredevil. Oh yeah, that was like pinnacle. Let's see if they ruin D'Onofrio as Kingpin in Echo. We'll see. I didn't watch She-Hulk, so I have nothing to say about it. The only thing I've seen is from what other people have said. I'll tell you what, though. I did watch a video from Star Wars Theory talking about how She-Hulk was like 3 times the budget than what Obi-Wan was. And that to me is crazy. Because even in his video, he said Obi-Wan Kenobi is like one of the most well-known people, and She-Hulk not very popular. And yet they spent so much money on She-Hulk, and they spent no money on the Obi-Wan series, which I thought was pretty funny. What if Marvel's wasn't kill/nerf Iron Man, Captain America, and Hulk, and Loki, and Thor? Then Marvel would not be in this problem. Well, the problem is Hulk still be in the same. Hulk is Beta Hulk because they don't have the rights to Hulk, which I hate. I hate that we can't get a Hulk film because of all the business ruined shit like this, right? With contracts and who owns what, and you can't make this because we own this, but we're not going to do anything with it. So if you do it, you can't. I hate all that stuff, right? So Hulk will always be Beta Hulk until they get it back, okay? As far as Iron Man and Captain America, look, I get it, right? And I'm okay that they killed them off. Like in comics, they die and they come back and whatnot. And I look at Endgame as like that series. Everything that we got in the first 15 years is like that comic book set. Boom, great. And now they're like resetting, trying to do stuff. But the characters that they've done weren't popular in comics. And now they're trying to bring the whole thing forward with these characters, and these characters just don't sell. What's Echo? Echo is a character from the Daredevil. It's one of the chicks he dated and whatnot. And she's a cool character in the comics. I don't think she makes for a prime time lead character, because it's just going to be really hard. We'll see when the series comes out how they pull it off. I mean, the lead character doesn't speak. I saw a rumor they're planning to remake the first Avengers movie. I think the rumor I saw, Reese, is I don't know if they're redoing the movie, but I think they're going to recreate it, but within the Secret Wars movie. And it's going to like be this whole thing. They're in talks right now. Again, this is all rumors and whatnot, bringing back, Robert Downey Jr. and whatnot. Is my message not showing up? No, I see your stuff. If I choose not to read it, it's another thing. Now it's utterly oversaturated. I don't know if it's oversaturated. I really don't. I think the people that are, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of homework to do now, right? I think it's the more. I'll do a comparison. It's almost like playing an open world game. To watch a Marvel film and to know what the hell's going on, there's a lot of stuff that you have to put in. So it's almost time consuming. Like if you want to play an open world game, you're like, it's like, how much hours is it going to be? That's a lot. I don't know if I want to put that much time in. You're like, I want to watch this movie. Oh, but I got to watch how many films before I understand what's going on here? That's the problem. I don't think it's like overwhelming. That's the wrong word. It is overwhelming. It is overwhelming for people to go, oh, Captain Marvel's out. Right? The Marvels is out. All right, well, if I didn't watch anything else. Okay, so to know what's going on in the Marvels, I need to watch, just bare bone, I need to watch Captain Marvel 1. Right? Then I need to watch WandaVision. So I know who Rambeau is, right? Monica Rambeau. Right? Then I need to watch Miss Marvel, right? The whole series. Then I need to watch, what was the one that just came out? What was the one that just came out with I didn't watch it. Secret Invasion, right? Secret Invasion. Is that what it was called? Yeah, I think it was Secret Invasion, right? Then you have to watch that. So you have to watch just those, just to know who these characters are in this film. If you watch this movie first time and you just watch this film and you have no idea what's going on, you're like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. How is he alive? What is this happening? Like, you don't know anything that's going on. Let's go on silent word. And then stand on your own head while patting your stomach and wiggling your nose, right? There's just so much. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people. Like, if I took my mom or dad to, they've seen the films, but they don't really pay attention to, like, the story. They're just entertained by the movie. Like, I could go take them to the Marvels and be like, oh, yeah, it was entertaining. But they wouldn't really know what's going on. They'd be pretty lost. And then all of a sudden, they start tossing other characters in there, right? What's going on, Boo? So you got to watch a lot of trash to see a garbage movie. I'm good. I mean, to understand, I would assume, right? What's going on, 76? Like, that's the problem with Ahsoka, right? The exact same problem with Ahsoka. To watch Ahsoka, if you watched 7 seasons of Clone Wars, 8 seasons of Clone Wars, and then you watched 4 seasons of Rebels, then a couple episodes of Mandalorian season 2, then you know who Ahsoka is, and you know who Sabine is, and you know who Ezra is, and you know who Thrawn is. But if you didn't watch that, you're just watching the thing as is, going, I don't know who any of these characters are. It's entertaining, but it makes no sense. It makes no sense, and there's a lot of homework to do before you can watch that. Right, Water. If you just watch the movies, if you watch 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, and 3, 7, 8, and 9, and all of a sudden you watch Ahsoka, you're like, who's Ahsoka? Wait a minute. Darth Vader had an apprentice? Oh, wait, it wasn't Darth Vader's apprentice. It was Anakin Skywalker, but we saw Anakin, and we saw Anakin turn, because I watched 1, 2, and 3. He didn't have an apprentice in that. And then he went to become Darth Vader, right? You would be completely freaking lost. That's the problem that's happening with the Marvels. Disney has killed Marvel and Star Wars. I have no faith they'll turn it around. I have a little faith, but I think it's more, it's because I'm a fan and I'm hopeful for it, but it's like less likely to happen, you know? Come on, dude. The next series will be Han's cousin twice removed. Yeah. Yeah. It's Flan Solo. We need a game where you can be playing as Anakin Skywalker during the Clone Wars using the Unreal Engine 5. I would love a sequel to Spaceballs, Travis. I would love. There was supposed to be one like 20 years ago. Mel Brooks talked about it. I would love a Spaceballs sequel. I think now, though, if you make a sequel, they've got to make fun of 7, 8, and 9. But at that point, I think you just leave Spaceballs alone now, because it's just so... I think Spaceballs 2 is just... would be a meme at this point, right? Just let the first one just be what it is. The Mexican cousin Juan Solo. Isn't that what Andor is? May the Schwartz be with you. All right, let's talk about this first story. I don't know what article to read here. This is IGN. Let's see. I guess we could do that. I guess we go with IGN instead of GameStop or GameSpot. Let's go on, Soups. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Look at the one that you submitted. Yeah, that's already been posted. Yeah, that's let's see. That got posted yesterday at 1:28. I appreciate it though. When is now? Now is now. So when will then be now? Soon. Ron, that's actually pretty funny. Spaceballs game made by Bethesda coming soon. Tiny, I think a lot of people just want to... They don't know. They have to move the goalposts, right? They're like, well, let's talk about the tile system. That'll bomb the game. It's got 6 million people playing. They're like, well, the tile system didn't work. Let's talk about the background talent that no one actually runs up to and looks at stuff. They're like, no one cares about that either. They're like, let's talk about this. And now they're like, well, the mods are having problems now, even though the mods were not the ones that were supposed to save the game in the first place. It's like, okay, whatever you would like. Here are the facts about Starfield. Here's the facts about Starfield. People are still playing it. It's very popular. It's still in the top, I think, 9. Or I think it's in the top 10. I think it's number 9 for most sold copies sold for 2023. But I don't know. You know, people are just going to love to hate that game. Everything about Starfield, Tiny, that people have bitched about has been a nothing burger. Has been a nothing, right? The tiles, the boundaries, a boundary. They're like, oh, the boundaries are too big. I need a vehicle. Oh, there's so many people. Look at the people. Look at their eyeballs. The eyeballs are too, right? It's like, oh, for God's sakes, let it go. Just let it go. The facts about Starfield is just an average game that people enjoy and played a lot. Move on. But that's just it, though, right? People just enjoy the game and they just can't let it go. They can't let it go. A small part of me, just a small part of me, one, wants to see it get nominated for Game of the Year, and then another small part of me wants it to win just so I can see the internet melt down, right? I don't think it should win, but man, that would make me laugh so freaking hard. Would make me laugh so freaking hard. Everyone would be like, they would lose their shit. They would lose their shit. No chance, 30? There's always a chance. Are you saying there's no chance it gets nominated? Or no chance that it wins? I would pay to see the reaction of the console internet to see Starfield win the award. I know. Just, I don't think it should, like I said. But man, that would be just priceless, wouldn't it? I think today is rare just to be a gamer. You either have to lean Xbox, PC, or PlayStation. Why not all three? I don't lean. People make me think I lean, but I don't lean. Oh, for sure, Dolphin. For sure. If it gets nominated, they would be like... They would lose their shit. The comments already are hilarious. What they're saying is it even gets nominated. It's hilarious. What's going on? Primary 3 contenders are Starfield, Armored Core 6, and Hogwarts for Game of the Year based off of the standard metrics. I'm rooting for Hogwarts because, again, I can only talk about the games that I've played. I would like to see Hogwarts, but a lot of people are like, well, it's not going to make it because of the controversy, because of the person that didn't even work on the game is there, which I just find laughable, right? But I would like to see Hogwarts, 1, get nominated, and 2, I would like to see them win. But I don't think they're going to win. There would be zero reaction if Starfield missed out on the contender list. Oh, sure. Oh, no. When you say zero reaction, you're wrong. Because if Starfield doesn't make the list, the internet will have its fun because they will make fun of Starfield not making the list. There'll be a lot of reactions, okay? But if it makes the list, oh, it's going to be a lot more reactions. So either way, there's going to be reactions. If Starfield gets nominated, this show loses all cred. And if Starfield gets nominated, it's proof that Microsoft paid for it. Right. Well, it's already... Right. You got to hedge your bets. You got to hedge your bets. Yeah, what Hogwarts did, right? I mean, we always complained all our whole lives, if you're an older gamer, that they could never make a video game based on a movie or franchise or whatever. They always fuck it up in some way, shape, or form. And Hogwarts Legacy nailed it, man. I know it doesn't take place the same time as Harry Potter, but they literally make you feel like you're in the movies. They did a phenomenal job just in the designing of it, the gameplay of it, the story. They just... Everything about that game is lovely. Sure, Reese. Right? Again, I'm not asking... I don't... I've said this plenty of times. I don't care who wins. To me, winning is not Winning is not the win. Getting nominated, the 6 games that get nominated for the 6 spots, that's a win. It's a win for the developers. It's a win for the studios. It's a win for the gamers that look at see what games are. I don't want to say popular as far as sales, but just good quality games get nominated for things, right? If that's for the technical aspect of how they made a game, if it's a giant game or if it's a good mechanical game, like as far as the controls and the graphics and the stories and the music, right? That's what I like. Hogwarts deserves to be there, but it won't be it won't, in my thoughts, just because it many great games. Yeah, but why though? You know what I mean? I'm not saying it has to win, but it's one of the great games this year. So why couldn't it win? Right? Take the bullshit out of the author of the books saying what she said and why people wanted to hate the game. Like, just stand alone. Why couldn't Hogwarts win? It does everything well. And it came out, and it wasn't a massive screw-up. It didn't take 12, 24 months to fix. It was a good game at launch. It had all games have little, I fell through the map, right? But that's not game-breaking. We haven't even done anything yet, Z. We haven't done a story yet. Oh, Tiny, yeah, we're not going to get... 2023 was the culmination of what happened with the pandemic. Games were supposed to come out in 2020. Games were supposed to come out in 2021. Games were supposed to come out in 2022, but because of where they fell in the spectrum of making the games, if it was the beginning of their state, or if it was the middle of their development cycle, or the end of the development cycle, everything got delayed 6 to 18 months, right? So by the time if you started a game in 2020, okay, it's coming out now. You weren't that affected because you just started. But if you started a game and you were in mid-development, and all of a sudden, everything came to a halt, breaks. You had to move your studio to home and try to get people to back and forth. We were taking content, which would take a couple hours to do, which now takes a day and a half to do because of transferring data and whatnot. They slow down the whole process, right? They even said, I remember Marvel's Avengers said that when they came out, it takes them, because they weren't working in the studio, it took them triple the amount of time to do something that would just take, a couple hours, right? It would take them days to do, right? So all of that stuff was happening, and now everything was happening in 2023. Well, we might get a couple of games early on in 2024, maybe mid to 2024, and then after that, it's gonna go pretty quiet. We're gonna have our games, but I don't think we're gonna have the quality and the quantity that we got in 2023. Starfield will be nominated. Cast any doubt from one's head will be the category for most anticipated. They took GTA 5 off Game Pass. Well, they do that all the time. It comes and goes, right? Correction, no games in 2022 for Xbox first party. But why do you do that? Why is it a Xbox thing and not a gaming thing, right? What came out this year first party wise for Sony? Besides Spider-Man, what came out this year for PlayStation this year, first party? Right? Was it like 15 games that came out? No. There's plenty of games that came out, though. Considering the development team previously only made Disney Pixar games like Cars, Disney Infinity, also a testament of showcase their full potential as a dev team. Oh yeah, Kylo. I'm telling you, Hogwarts is a really good game. Quantum Error is not a first-party title game, Kylo. And Forspoken is also not a first-party title game. They had exclusives for 2 years, I think, for Forspoken, but both of those games are not first-party titles. Well, boss, I'm saying first party, right? I didn't say it. L did, right? Correction. No games in 2022 for Xbox. But, like, there's third-party games, right, that came out for Xbox. But there's no first-party games. All right, well, what came out this year besides Spider-Man 2? That was first party for Sony, right? And I'm asking, what came out? I don't think a lot of came out. Final Fantasy 16, not first party, but exclusive. Right. All I'm saying is if you pick up a stone and toss it at a glass house, you also got to look at this stuff that whatever you're playing, right? This might work in other people's channels, that someone's an Xbot or a Pony Boy. I'm down the middle. Always have, always will be. I'm not a fan. I don't sleep with any plastic box. I'm just a gamer. I play games where I don't have a PlayStation 5 because I'm broke. That's it. I bought a graphics card for business-wise instead of getting a PlayStation 5. Good investment. I think so. Especially if I bought a PlayStation 5 this year. What came out? Just Spider-Man. I can wait. First party, I think it's only Spider-Man 2. There you go. Paul comes in grounded as dusk falls. Age of Empires 4, anniversary edition of Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels. They had games in 2022, just not massive hits. Grounded is a first party, but I guess that did launch. It did launch in September last year. So they actually did have a game that actually launched. The Forza Horizon 5, that's not really a game. It's more of a DLC that came out, but I get what you're saying, Paul. MLB The Show's first party came out on both consoles, though. Came out on both consoles. Well, first party, though, boss, the definition of first party would be the studio that the company owns. You can call it a first party if you want, but Sony has nothing to do with the production of that, right? That has nothing to do with Sony. That's Square Enix. Now, I wouldn't count DLCs. I'm talking like, I mean, it's expansion, but that game didn't come out then, right, Rose? Well, I don't think it's rumors. And like, Square Enix signed a deal for Final Fantasy 14, and they're going to be making 16 probably come to Xbox down the road. So Diablo 4 and Modern Warfare 3 are first party now. They bought it now, but like, if they come out with the next Diablo 5, now it's under 100% under, right? Diablo was under Blizzard and Activision, and they made that before they got picked up. But yes, they are considered first party now, but they weren't made under. No actual game came out last year? Well, Grounded did. It was in preview. It was in a preview program for 2 years, and then it actually launched last September. God of War, Ragnarok on both consoles. That counted for PlayStation 5 exclusive. Well, no, it's a PlayStation exclusive, and that's a first party title because the Santa Monica Studios is owned by Sony. That would be considered a first party title. What news are you talking about, Paul? All right, let's go in with the first
Hello,
first
what
topic.
have we here?
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the sub. Being free of Activision's uppers. I mean, technically they're still there. They just moved over to a different house, right? If you're talking about Bobby Kotick, then sure. All right. We do these little breakout videos, so that's what we're going to do. Oh, is that like new news, Paul? They're saying it without saying it. They're saying it without saying it. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Rockstar Games announces GTA 6. Now, we're going to read the article from IGN. We're also going to look at Jason Schreier's tweet, or we're going to look at his article as well. But his article is obsolete now because news moves so fast. So what I really want to do is talk about how I think Jason Schreier kind of ruined he was a buzzkill. Right? It was a buzzkill. It was like throwing a surprise party for everybody, and then Jason Schreier was outside with the person bringing them in and going, hey, there's going to be a bunch of people inside about to scream at you, right? And then it kind of ruins the surprise, right? So now I like Jason Schreier, okay? I like Jason Schreier because he's a solid journalist. But I kind of think he was wrong here by posting, hey, Rockstar's coming out with something, and they're going to say it within this next week, right? Within this week. So let's start here. Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer arriving in December. Rockstar Games has announced its finally debut and highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 revealed trailer in December of 2023. Now, revealed In a post of Rockstar Newswire, the developer confirmed rumors that earlier in November that it would share the first official trailer at the game next month. Now, Rockstar didn't share a full reveal for the game, or was expected, but it did say it was very excited to finally debut GTA 6, and we're very excited to let you know in early December. We will release the first trailer for the next Grand Theft Auto, he said. It's also looking forward to many of the years sharing these experiences with you all. Now, the post began indicating the 25th anniversary of Rockstar would arrive next month, too, meaning that GTA 6 trailer will perhaps debut the same day. And that being said, the only vague of December of 1998 window exists in the foundation date, as the studio was only announced on January 22nd of the following year. Now, the Game Awards does take place on December 7th, through making of another possibility of the trailer reveal. Now, Rockstar hasn't confirmed it will appear in the award show, but given a usually packed with a new trailer and announcements from the biggest developers of GTA 6 appears, wouldn't be out of place. It says, quote, "Thanks to the incredible support of our players worldwide, we have an opportunity to create games that we're truly passionate about. Without you, and none of this would be possible. It's grateful for all of you for sharing the journey with us at Rockstar," added. Now, quote, "In 1988, Rockstar Games founded the idea of video games would come in essential to a culture as the other forms of entertainment, and we hope to have created games you love in effort to be a part of the evolution." Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 has been rumored ever since the release of Grand Theft Auto 5 just over a decade ago. Like, literally. Like, as soon as Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, people started playing it, and they said, man, when's Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? And here we are a decade later, which I'm joking, but not joking. As soon as someone plays Grand Theft Auto 6, day one, they're going to be like, man, I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 7. So, in a report on Loosely, a VI 2020 Kotaku reporter about Rockstar's efforts to crunch culture at the studio was also confirmed a press release back in 2022, with the studio saying that development was well underway. Later that year, in development footage of the game was leaked in a massive breach, and eventually arresting a British teenager hacker in conjunction with the incident. A release window between April 2024 and March of 2025 has been speculated since the early 2023, and when publisher Take-Two Interactive projected massive financial gains in the fiscal year, that would be difficult to attain without the boost of an enormous profitable series. Now, we do know that if they do announce it at the Video Game Award show, and I do believe that if Jeff Keighley wants to get this on his award show, that would be huge for Keighley if they can get Rockstar there. Now, the last time, and we had a conversation in Discord, if you'd like to be a part of our Discord, you can also be a member here as little as $5, and you can link your account. But before I get to the rest of my thoughts here, if you like what we do here, we do these Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. Please make sure you hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And yeah, come on by. It's a good time. So Jeff Keighley trying to get Rockstar to show this trailer at the Video Game Award show would be huge for Jeff Keighley, because it would be that another feather in his cap of going, Rockstar doesn't do these things. And the last time they did this was, I think, 17 years ago. We had a conversation in Discord, and someone said that they announced it at E3 back in, I think it was like 2006, right? So we're talking 18 years ago is the last time Rockstar made an announcement like this. Other than then, they just do their own thing. They're just like, it's a Tuesday, let's drop the trailer for Rockstar, for Red Dead Redemption. Let's do Red Dead Redemption 2. Let's do Grand Theft Auto, 5. So they don't really ever need everybody else. Like right now, Rockstar on their actual site here, we have 11 million, right? As of 10:54 a.m., we're almost 3 hours in. They have it just updated. 13 million actual people looked at this this post. Okay, Rockstar doesn't need Keighley, but Keighley would love to get Rockstar at the Video Game Award show. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer shows up at the Video Game Award show, or do they do it without them and do it before the Video Game Award show? Let me know in the comments section down below. Now, let's talk about Jason Schreier a little bit, right? I love Jason Schreier. Like I said, he's the one journalist that I feel still has integrity, okay? And I kind of think he was wrong about this. He posted an article saying that they were coming out. He says, Rockstar plans to announce much anticipated Grand Theft Auto 4. Okay, or I'm sorry, Grand Theft Auto 6, 4. I can read. Rockstar Games division Take-Two Interactive Software, and this was last night at 9:55 p.m. He followed it up with a tweet on X or Twitter to say that, hey, this week they are going to drop information about this, right? The company plans to polish the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 next month to celebrate Rockstar's 25th anniversary, said people who asked to be not identified because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. Now, those people spread the information to Jason. Jason writes the article, and then he kind of ruins it for everybody. You know, I think it would have been really cool that if they all of a sudden they just came out like normal on a Tuesday or a Wednesday and said, hey, here we are. We're dropping this. Everyone would have been a lot more surprised. But now it's kind of took the wind out of the sail. And I don't know if I like this, right? I'm not mad at Jason Schreier. I just think it's, he could have just not written the article and just waited one extra day and said, hey, now they're coming out, and then he could have had a piece on that. But instead, kind of took the joy out of this. And the speculation, the Grand Theft Auto community itself has always been that community that always, tries to piece it together. Did you see that? He winked 6 times. That means Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out on the 6th of January, right? Like, that's what happens. And I feel like that kind of just got ruined here, even though all the speculations and stuff. So now, I want to ask you, when do we think this is going to happen? Not when the trailer is going to happen, but when do you think it's going to drop? Okay? Fiscal year of 2024 is from April 1st of 2024 to March 31st on the 2025. So do we think this is happening? Do we think it's coming out in the early part of the year, like in summertime, May, June? Do we think it's coming out in like October, November of next year? Let me know in the comments section down below. I personally think we don't see this until October, November of next year. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so what do you guys think, right? What do you guys think? First, what do you think about Jason Schreier doing? I mean, is it okay that he did what he did and kind of like took the win out from the sails of Rockstar? Not that, they're at 13 million views right now, and they would have gotten excitement regardless. I mean, people are excited about Grand Theft Auto 6 now that it's actually an official thing. Now we get the trailer, coming supposedly that we think that it's coming out for the Game Awards show, and I think Keighley would love to have that on his show. Jason is a solid journalist. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I have no problem with Jason. I just think that at this particular moment, I think he could have kept his, his job and just been quiet for another 12 hours type of thing. But maybe he forced their hand, right? Maybe he forced their hand by doing that report. They're like, oh, fuck, we didn't want to do this, but now we have to. We gotta release it, right? Cat's out of the bag. $30 people watching. 30 can we 30 people watching 30. Can we go for 30 likes? I think we can. Can we go for 30 likes? If everyone hits the button, we would have 30 likes. This man takes the time out of his day not to just bring us all news and gaming, but he also discusses with us. Hitting that like button is also a small ass. Oh, I appreciate that, Enbu. I do appreciate that. That's when Moore, head of Xbox, had the GTA 4 tattoo on his arm. Just going to Game Fire. GTA 6 is going to be a 2-year PlayStation exclusive. That would be terrible for PlayStation. Okay? That would be terrible for PlayStation because, and for Rockstar. One, they don't have enough PlayStations out there to do that, and that's why it wouldn't be exclusive for PlayStation. There's just not enough consoles out there, regardless if they're the market leader, right? If Rockstar came out and only put it on PlayStation, they would kill the buzz about it because there's just not enough systems out there in circulation. All talk, GTA 6 not seen until 2025. I mean, it could come out in March of 2025. That's still the fiscal year of 2024, though, Sarge. I mean, if it wasn't Jason, someone else is writing that story, and you're not keeping anything secret these days of age, I guess, but the people that came out literally came out to Jason. So Tanya says, I've reached the point that I've expected things to spoil on the internet. I do my best to avoid the internet and upcoming media products that I'm interested in until after it releases. Reese says, I'm not hyped for GTA 6 given some of the things I've said. We'll be wait and see. Wait and see for me. I just like the dicks like Adams Schefter announcing NFL trades before the players even know. Yeah, right, Dolphin. Yeah. Well, it's also like the people that get fired, they don't know until because one person reported it. They're at the company, but they don't know they got fired until the actual thing comes out. They say random year just to keep people talking about it for 2024. People will be surprised. I think it comes out in 2024. I do. Like I said, I think it comes out in like October, November next year. Right. It would be better if it was a Switch exclusive because there's 27 million Switches out there. I will never blame or fault the journalists for reporting leaks. I mean, again, this is not, there's a difference though, L, right? If it's a leak, okay, like he's come out before and said that these leaks are fake or whatnot when other people when they post their leaks, okay? It's different if he's doing something, right? Because this comes across, Quintar, thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships, man. Appreciate that. Right? This is different in this specific instance because this is not like, we just broke the news that there's 100 people being laid off at Rockstar, right? That's something that the public wouldn't really know and doesn't really care, but now they know because he broke the story. But to come out right before Rockstar's like about to open the door and go, surprise, we have Grand Theft Auto 6. He's like, he jumps in front of him and he's like, they're gonna announce.
Thanks for becoming a member.
And that to me is a little weird, right? Because that's not usually what Jason Schreier does. Quintar with the 5 gifted memberships.
Thanks for becoming a member.
Yeah, but why would you do that, Sarge, for this particular thing, right? For this particular thing, why would Rockstar want Jason? Why, from that perspective, Rockstar has 17.4 million followers, right? Jason Schreier has 398,000 followers. Why would Rockstar want Jason Schreier to leak the information before they do? In that form, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Jason saw it as a way to get everyone excited, not ruin it. I guess. I mean, 13 hours ago, his post on Twitter, which most of his posts get 156,000, 200,000, 250,000, right? But his post has 9.8 million views, right? And Rockstar's post now has 14 million. 3 hours, 14 million. 13 hours, 9. And you're telling me Jason did it to excite people more. That's not how Twitter works. Twitter works because you post something and you make monetization based on stuff that's exciting. That's how it works. I see it as Rockstar just confirming his reporting. Okay. So, okay, let me put an analogy out there. You are pregnant, okay? You and your wife right? Or you and your husband, all right, are expecting a baby. You're about to tell your in-laws and parents, okay? But Jason Schreier's sitting at the table and he's like, "So you guys are having a baby?" "Yeah." "Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome." "Hey, everyone. These people are about to have a baby and mom and dad are like, "Oh, Jason says you're having a baby. That's fantastic." And everyone's like, "Jason, why did you say that?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just reporting. I'm just reporting." Again, I'm not mad at Jason. I just think he took the wind out of the sail. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Quintar says Jason attempted to get more subs. I don't think he did it for the subs. I don't. I think it could have been one of those things that he could have just been like, because let's go over his article. What does it say? What information that he's giving us besides, hey, sometime this week they're gonna tell us that it's coming out. You telling us this is telling us that, right? Right. That's all I'm saying, Quintar. Jason being a buzzkiller. Then I would have to confirm the pregnancy. Yeah, but you don't see the difference of telling someone the first time that the story and then hearing the story and then expecting someone to tell me something. And then if they don't tell me, you're like, "Oh, it wasn't confirmed." You don't see the difference, L? Really? You could be surprised twice is what you're saying. Someone goes, "Surprise!" And then you're like, "Oh, no." And then someone goes, "Surprise!" And you're like, "Oh, holy shit, I didn't know that was coming." Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. It's like someone opening the door going, "Oh, hold on, you're not ready?" Closes the door. And it does it again. You're like, "Holy," right? We're not playing peekaboo with a 2-year-old. Outside an actual date for the trailer, both posts are essentially pointless. Anyone who games knows that GTA 6 is coming. The only thing that they don't know is when that looks like, and they still don't. Correct, Nbu. But at the same time, if the person that's making the game comes out and confirms it the first time, without anyone else telling you it's coming out, right, this week we're making an announcement, right? And someone else says, "Hey, this week they're making an announcement," before they say that, that's a buzzkill. That would be funny. That would be hilarious, Warrior, if they did that. All they had to do was be quiet for 1 week. They would make him look so stupid. That would be bad. That would be bad. That would be in poor taste, I think. Who do you think going to have the marketing for GTA 6? I think PlayStation would pony up for the marketing for a bit to get that extra, like, I mean, Grand Theft Auto, when it first came out on consoles, was a PlayStation exclusive. So I can see PlayStation getting some sort of marketing deal or whatever. The difference, though, between Grand Theft Auto 3 when it came out on PlayStation back then and what Grand Theft Auto is now is that was the turning point of Rockstar and GTA. And now GTA is this conglomerate, man. I mean, literally games move their timetable of when they're releasing the game because of Grand Theft Auto, right? Grand Theft Auto comes out. Now the industry is going, can you tell us when you think you're going to release it? Because we have a big game we're working on, and we don't want to launch anywhere near your game within the 2-week period, maybe even a month, right? So that there's a big swing since Grand Theft Auto 3 and now Grand Theft Auto 6. I like how you say that, Reese. During the day, Jason runs around just spoiling surprise parties. That's right. I'm just reporting it. If the surprise has already happened, there's no point in attempting another surprise. But that's my point, L. He ruined the surprise. And because Jason is so credible, because he's so credible, you know when he says it, you're like, oh, shit's happening, right? Because he has integrity and he's a good reporter. So when he comes out and says that this is happening, you're like, that's fucking happening, right? Until something that he says doesn't happen, and you're like, he's been right a couple times here and there. No, Jason Schreier's a respected journalist, and when he says something, people listen. I guess if it's the timing, a month ago saying something is coming would add intrigue. Yes, 100%, Z, right? If it was a month ago and he's like, I think by the end of this year, they'll be dropping something or whatever, but not as an official statement of someone from inside of Rockstar told me. They don't want to be named because this is, right? I mean, he literally says it, right? Rockstar Games division of Take-Two plans to announce the next highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto game early as this week. According to people familiar with this plans, the company plans to publish a trailer of Grand Theft Auto 6 next month to celebrate Rockstar's 25th anniversary, said the people who asked to not be identified. Right? So somebody either works for the company or has an inside information for the company, showed up to him and said, hey, I want to give you this information. This is solid. And he knows that person and knows that they're solid. Otherwise, he wouldn't report it. You see what I'm saying? I think we should assume that PlayStation has to do some sort of exclusive for GTA 6 in order to stay competitive. We know they didn't. They did it before, right? They've done it always. Embu says, but after a certain number of releases to the point where you can predict they're going to do sequels, it doesn't have the same impact as announcing something that wasn't expecting, e.g., Jax 3 remake. I wonder why he asked not be identified. Right. Because he was doing something straight up, right? Do we think the person that didn't want to be identified is the same person that runs the Rockstar social media page? It's like, what? I mean, obviously, again, Jason wouldn't run the story unless he knew it was solid because he's a good journalist. Did the Ghostbuster trailer drop? I want to watch it. It's supposed to drop at noon. Wasn't it supposed to? Maybe I'll watch it. If I watch it on stream, it's gonna get hit. It's gonna hit. It'll come down. So I'm not gonna watch it on stream. If anything, I'll watch it and then post it for the first time over on Nerding with 30. It is noon. Nobody believes in daylight savings. Well, we voted for it in Florida like 6 years ago, and they still haven't changed it. We still have to freaking turn our clocks back and forth. No buzzkill for me. Well, you're just saying it's no buzzkill because you don't care either way, but it is a buzzkill. That's all I'm saying. I personally also don't care, L. But at the same, like, I didn't get excited because Jason said it and Rockstar said it. I'm not excited until I actually see something, right? But you and me saying that it's not a buzzkill doesn't mean it's not a buzzkill. Just like if you had a video game that was working fine and my game is broke, right? It's like, well, my game is broke. Well, it's like, well, I had no problems with my game. Doesn't mean I didn't have any problems with my game. Do you think Jason has to be has to pay to get these exclusive information from so-called inside sources? No. Well, no. I mean, I'm sure with reporters, like, I'm assuming people like what he does, right? They like the way he reports, and they feel that he has integrity and, and morals. And that's why they give him the information, because they want to give him information. And I mean, that's how journalists work. They have to get sources and stuff, and they're only as good as their information based on the people that are giving it to them. And they have to make sure the sources are good. Otherwise, they make it look like a fool, right? So I don't know if he pays for it. I think he just does solid work, right? Again, I have no problem with Jason Schreier. Greetings from Phoenix, where daylight savings is a myth. It's like that in the panhandle of Florida. There's a small portion of Florida that doesn't do daylight savings either. We just want the rest of the state to do it as well. That's right, Wreckers. I ruined the surprise, right? Because if you're not one of the people, if you're not one of the 14 million, it might switch to 15 million. Let's refresh it. Right? If you're not one of the 15 million people or 14 million people that have watched it or seen it, then the 30 people that are in here are ruined. Yeah. But I didn't ruin it. I didn't ruin it because, I'm just reporting on the information that was given. Weed passes in Ohio. They also dropped a Mean Girl trailer. I did see the Mean Girls trailer. Well, I didn't watch the whole Mean Girls trailer. I saw the post and went, oh, God, another remake? And I scrolled up. All right. We got another story. Another story. I'm trying to do the opening a little differently. I don't want to say like, subscribe in the beginning, because I'm trying to see the metrics if they change based on if I don't say that, because when I look at my videos, you can see like people drop off as soon as you say please share, like, and subscribe. So we're going to try something a little different. Remake of Mean Girls. Seriously, who's the star? The next girl that's going to lose her mind in a couple of years and then go psychotic. I mean, that's basically who it is. No, I haven't watched the trailer for Bad CGI Gator. Well, I'm still gonna say it, Dolphin, but not in the first like minute and a half. I want to see everything about YouTube is a big test. Everything's a big test. Yeah, I'll watch them. I'll watch them later, Stealth. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30 NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the new Halo 1 cosmetic armor in Halo Infinite. Costs twice as much as Halo 1 itself, which is just ridiculous, right? So, I always hate microtransactions, and in this article, we're going to watch or read, and I'm going to break down and give you my thoughts in this video after we read the article. So, let's get started. So, the throwback skins of $22 price hasn't gone over particularly well. Now, Halo Infinite has been on a roll lately, with the latest season having its making as its honest-to-God comeback, and the game is now well-stocked with fun maps and game modes, while the Battle Pass have evolved with tolerable, and players' count has jumped significantly and flood the nostalgia bait maps from Halo 3 and Absolutely Work On Me are just a week away. So that's what the writer says. Now, the Halo community is pretty upbeat for the first time in 2 years, but as I say, players are almost universally displeased with the latest cosmetic launch in the Infinite shop today. So the Mark V armor, that's Master Chief wears, the original Halo Combat Evolved armor. The design isn't the problem. The player seems to love the modern perception of it, of the 22-year-old armor of polygons. Now, the problem is with the Mark V armor launched is in coincide with the Halo Combat Evolved anniversary next week, costs $22 more than twice the price of the entire video game. Now, Halo Combat Evolved anniversary on Steam is $22. Certainly isn't cheap for a cosmetic, but it's also not particularly unusual for the first free-to-play game. Now, Fortnite's legendary skins are about $18, and Apex Legends legendary skins are the same price, and the highest tier for Legends of the League of Legends skins cost around over $25. But most of free-to-play games don't have to connect with the history of Halos. Now, this also made an awkward point to compare to Halo Infinite since its launch. And one hand, Infinite's multiplayer is free. On the other hand, it makes players pay for the Battle Pass to unlock many customization options, including basic colors and emblems that also have been standard in the series across every single game. So far, it still doesn't... I still don't like Infinite's armor combinations as much as I like Halo 3's, which is very simple, but still offered some variety. So the standard free-to-play monetization model is already... though a tough sale for Halo, and it looks even more absurd when you consider a 343/Xbox charge the entire video game. You can buy 2 entire Halo games for $20 at the part of Master Chief Collection. That's a lot of game for the same price as a cosmetic. Heck, the Master Chief Collection is in the next Steam sale around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the entire 6-game bundle will only cost you $10 based on the prior sales. Fans on Reddit and everywhere else have pointed out in a glaring value disparity there. Now, the salt in the wound with the particular skin is that you can mix and match the armor pieces featured Halo Infinite just fully opened up as of this season. Now, it makes the sense that the cosmetics celebrating the original Halo look would be a standalone piece of kit, but again, it feels like 343 regressing on some of this been Halo staple for ages. So, is Halo Combat Evolved really worth half as much as the skin based on the armor of Halo Combat Evolved just because it's old? I guess that's just a video game price work, and the MCC version of the Halo, the first Halo, is pretty wonderful. It fixes a bunch of old bugs, supports online custom games and modding, and even lets you choose what color you want your Spartan to be without spending anything. If you play hundreds of hours of free-to-play game, dropping $22 on a skin certainly works out for a cheap investment. But I can't help but feel that the whole model is a bit broken in comparison. Here's my thoughts, right? I think this is pretty funny, because I've been saying, I don't know, for 6-7 years, and again, I'm a very small YouTuber. No one really watched me back in the day, even on our old channel. But I think this is pretty funny, considering I've said for the longest time, I was like, a game at the time was $60, right? And then they would come out with a skin that was $20. And this was 6 years ago. And I'm like, how is it that someone works on a game, hundreds, thousands of people work on a video game, okay? Millions, hundreds of millions of dollars go into making a game. They make a game, they sell a game, it's $60 back then, okay? And yet, that takes 8 hours, 10 hours, 15, 20 hours to beat. You might play it for thousands of hours for the price of $60. And again, 6 years ago, I said this. And all of a sudden, now people are aware that I pay $20 for a skin, which is 1/3 of the cost of a video game, and people are okay spending it, right? And there's always people that are like, well, don't tell me how I spend my money. That's fine. You can spend your money how you want, but you got to look at it as if, what is the dollar worth, right? And if you show the developers that you're going to spend $22 on a skin that one guy worked on for a week in the art department, okay, as an artist, and they can make hundreds of millions of dollars off of that skin, then why wouldn't they charge $22 for that skin, right? Because they know that gamers have addictive personalities, and they know that gamers like nostalgic stuff, and they know that the combat evolved armor is one of the most sought-out pieces of armor because they love that they can't bring that armor into the present-day game. They're like, oh, man, I would love that armor, right? Because they're They're preying on what you like. And they know that you loved Halo back in the day. And this Halo is not that Halo, but they can sell you a piece of it to make you feel better in a first-person game where you can't see your own skin that you're paying $22 so someone else can look at you and go, oh, wow, that's the cosmetic that I want, that I'm going to pay so you can see that I'm in that cosmetic and I'm not seeing it myself unless I'm in the menu system, right? It's kind of stupid, in my opinion. But hey, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. Are you going to pay $22 for a cosmetic skin that you can't even see unless you're in the menu system? Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Are you okay with a game that people complain about $70 is too much for a video game, but they pay 1/3 that price for one skin in one game? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Dude, the skin would be so cool if I could only see it. Yeah, that's right. I always thought it's hilarious when you buy a skin that you can't even see. If you're playing a third-person game, sure, I guess you can see it. You can change the camera or whatnot, but for the most part, you're playing in first person. You're not looking at your own skin. You see other people running around with that skin. You're like, oh, that's a cool skin. I want that. It's almost like you should pay for your friend so you can see the skin. Halo Infinite multiplayer is free to play, so it doesn't surprise me. Yeah, but let's be honest, Quintar. Even if it wasn't free to play, you don't think they would charge $22? I think the people that want to support it at the price, then it's what it is. But $22 is too much for me. $10, I think, would be about it. I just think it's funny. Even $10, right? 1/6 or 1/7 of the entire game. Like, you play the game, like the worlds, the graphics, the guns, all the characters, the vehicles, everything about the game, the coding that went into the whole thing. Right? 3 to 5 years of development with hundreds and thousands of people potentially working on the game. $60, $70. One skin, one guy, one weekend, and they get paid $22, 1/3 of the price of the actual video game. To me, it's absurd. In words of Red from the 70s show, dumbass. Can't wait till Sony releases the live service games so I can mock the Sony guys for some of their bad takes. I mean, they just get to... Look, they're allowed to spend money too. They're allowed to spend money too. They're selling the good Master Chief skin for the shitty Halo game so you can have nostalgia. That's right, Rose. I don't mind supporting the game, as they do have one of the best battle pass systems in gaming. So then why don't you just buy the battle pass? Or buy Halo Infinite? I mean, you're already... You're already paying, if you know, if you have Game Pass, you're paying money to Xbox, right? Maybe you're not, because you can play just Halo for free, but you're paying them something. It's not like that money's going to the developers. Like, do we really think? I have a question. Do we really think that $22 goes to the artist that made the skin? The dude says, price for games, DLC, skins, and now just picked randomly out of the hat. I think that's what they do. They have a board, right? They have like a dartboard, dude. And they're like, oh yeah, that skin, $18. $18. They're like, oh, that sounds good. $18. They're like, Steve's working on another thing. What are you going to pay? Well, $14. $14, right? Like, you understand that the people working on these skins are not commission based. They're not making the skin for free, and they're like, whatever you sell, you get a commission. They're not selling suits at a store, right? They're getting paid to make the art, to work on this thing. However many people work on that one skin, right? Could be one person, could be 5 people, could be 10 people, whatever. Okay? They get paid their hourly wage. They get paid weekly or bi-weekly, right? And the company goes, there you go, thanks, right? They're not going, Steve, Halo Master Chief, you got the best armor. You know, it's not fair. I know we Rochambeau'd, played rock, paper, scissors, and I got to make this one, so I'm making $1 billion off of this one, and you get the one with the cat ears. I'm sorry. Cat ears are not selling well this month. Right? They're not doing that. Played the campaign where both of you, Master Chief, what did you think of the campaign story-wise? We only played that night. We have to go back and play more, Water. I enjoyed myself for the little that we played, the 3 hours that we played. But I didn't see enough to give you... What I played, I thought was fun. You want to play Valorant? Skin pack's $100. It's insane. It's insane. This is the mentality that I have, Paul. If you put those skins inside the battle pass, like, I like the way Marvel's Avengers did it. Like, they had that battle pass for the characters. They had 40 levels, I think it was, if I remember correctly. And there was skins in there. Some of them were garbage, but technically they wanted to pay for it in the beginning. You would pay $10 for that pass. And then when you completed that pass, you had enough to get the next pass, right? And if I played the game because I liked the game, then I would get that, regardless if I didn't do it in time or not. I paid the money. I paid you my $10. Now I'm putting my time in, right? So I've given you my $10. You're now respecting my time, and Halo does this, right? You're respecting my time. I can do the battle pass whenever I want. It could be 1 week. It could be 1 month. It could be 1 year. I just, whenever I play that character, I level up that pass, right? And then I unlock everything, right? It's amazing. Make a product. I pay you for that product, and then you give me that product, okay? And I can just go about my day, and I can complete it in a week, month, a year, whatever, okay? But now there's the FOMO involved. Now, I'm not saying Halo does the FOMO, but it's like I pay you my $10, and if I don't have time to play that, the season pass is over, and I'm done, and I lose my money. But if I don't want to lose my money because I paid for it already, and I want to get to the end of the season pass, I now have to pay extra money to complete the season pass so I don't lose the thing that I already lost, right? That's what I hate. Value is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, value is value. If I paid $10 for this item, and then you take that away from me because I didn't have time to play it, right? This is why I don't buy season passes. Because they usually, most of the companies, take them away from you before you even get to complete them. Yeah, if they change it where if I buy season 1 and it's $10 and this stuff, like if Master Chief's armor is in the thing, then I should be able to earn that for the $10 that I got. And I'm getting all of this other stuff because I'm investing my time into your game. And to put my time into your game should be worth something, because if I wasn't playing your game, then no one else would play your game because the population would go down, right? $22 for a skin and $250 for a 1 terabyte SSD. Wow, Xbox must think we really have money to burn. I mean, gaming is a expensive hobby. It's just like owning a boat or having like little toys to run around in with like ATVs and whatnot, right? Hobbies are expensive. right? Even if you're a comic book collector, right? They keep raising the prices of comic books and whatnot. If you collected all the comic books, you would be broke. I'm okay that they're charging money for the things that they're making, right? Their time's worth something, right? Right? They have artists at work and they pay them money to make these things. And then the company's like, all right, well, then we're going to sell these things because we paid the artist money. Okay. And then they're making the rent. Now I'm paying money for it, but now they're also taking that away from me for most games, right? For most games. They're like, no, you have 3 months to get this. And if you don't get it in 3 months, sorry, shit out of luck. I understand that, Dupless. I'm not talking about Halo. I'm talking about the industry itself. You get a good price in the Seagate SSDs. You bought nice tires, but you only can use them for a week. Can you imagine? I mean, I guess that's going to happen, Quintar. Like you're renting time. That's basically what you're doing. You're renting time. Instead of this $22, how about this? Is this, and again, I'm asking, is this skin in a season pass or is it just $22? And then how long has anyone done this yet? Maybe, I don't know if you've kept track of your time. If you play Halo, how long does it take you to complete a season pass? How many hours do you have to put in to get the max level of a season pass? Season pass is super fast on Halo. What's super fast? You gotta give me a time, Paul. How many hours? 5 hours? 10 hours? 15 hours? Third, you know, all the people that are paying for all these microtransactions are probably car guys because they constantly charging how their cars look and sound. Xbox should sell the games on small cartridges that you just slot into your slot on Xbox. I mean, I said that 4 years ago that it was going to go back to those things, but on hard drives. They're going to sell you hard drives instead of, because games are going to get so large. Like, you could put other things on the hard drive, right? And they're already doing it with Battlefield and Sea of Thieves. Like, you can buy a themed Sea of Thieves hard drive, right? It comes with the game, but then it also can put other storage on there. I get a level per game. A level per game. So there's 50 levels. So 50 games. Let's just say that. All right. How long is a game? How many minutes is a game? One level per game. Five to 15 minutes. So we'll say 10. 10 minutes. So in 8 hours, 8.5 hours, you can level up from 0 to 50. Yeah, no, I understand Halo does that. I understand you buy Halo season passes, it doesn't go away. I'm asking how long it takes. So it's about 8.5, 10 hours, let's say. Is that if you're wrecking face, you go up a level, or does everybody go up a level? Like, what's the average person go up? What's the average scrub getting per game? One level? Everyone gets one level? Fastest season pass on the market. And it's $10. Reckon phase equals a level an hour for battle pass. Okay, so if let's say 8.5 hours is reckon phase, right? So if you don't wreck phase, is it double that? Triple that? Don't you have to do challenges to level up? Not anymore. So it's just play and level up. Combine the XP boost and the XP boost that you get every few levels. It's quick. You can even level up in custom games now. Interesting. That's how it used to be, and it was garbage. Doing nothing. Doing nothing. All right, so then you're saying 8.5 to 10 hours, you can go from 0 to 50, right? And if you can go up to 0 to 50 and it's $22, then it would cost you less than that, right? Because if I paid $10 for the season, is it $10? $10 for the season pass? Right? Season pass, $10. I get to finish it. That seems pretty good, right? Because if I can finish the thing in about 8.5 to 10 hours, then the value of it's like $1 an hour for your time. So technically, that armor would cost you 20 hours of your time, 22 hours of your time. Don't you think more people would engage with the game? Again, this is my mentality. I don't know how these developers think, right? But if I put that carrot at the end of the season pass, don't you think more people would play your game and buy the game pass, like the season pass, than just people paying for the $22? Now, I understand 20% makes 80%, but you want numbers in that game, right? And if you put that carrot at the end of the season pass, I think more people would play the game and go, man, that's really cool armor. That means they would put an average about 8.5 to 10 hours of time into that game, and they would make more money because more people would pay the $10 for the season pass than do now. See, less people are probably paying for the season pass. So if 2 people pay for the season pass, that's still $2 less than one person paying for the skin straight up, right? So there's less people buying the skin, but they make the exact same amount of money as they would if they put it at the end of the season pass. See, my mentality is I would rather have more people playing my game and paying the $10, right? And then working their way towards that cool armor instead of paying $22. Honestly, when it comes to cosmetics, I don't have a problem with the price they put, as long as it's not pay to win. With Infinite, it's not. Yeah, I don't care. Like, again, I'm okay with the season passes. I like the way Marvel's Avengers did it. They never took it away from you. You bought it, you could earn, and then do the next one, right? You invested your time, right? And if you didn't earn it and you wanted to get the next character, and this is why I think Marvel's Avengers screwed up, because they could have just kept dropping character after character after character. And if you wanted that next character, then you would pay the $10 to do their card, or you would work on that one character until you made the money back and then work on the next character, right? I'm okay with the cosmetics and stuff that they do like that. I don't like when they do the power stuff. honestly, when it comes to cosmetic, I already read that one. I do agree with that. I don't know. I just feel like that skin should have been. Excellent point, and I agree. People would engage more if they had to earn it. Right. Because some people look... It's very hard, because one person looks at $22 and goes, I'm just going to pay the $22. But then they're also not going to play the game. Right? Because they don't have the time, hence why they just buy it. Or the other people that have the time don't have the money. Right? They can scrounge up $10 because, let's be honest, a lot of kids that play the game, don't even have a job yet. And when they do have a job, they can pay the $10, right? The adults, they rather just buy it because they don't have the time. But in this scenario, in this particular scenario with Halo's, as Paul's saying, it's much faster. It takes 8.5 to 10 hours to complete, right? The average gamer, you and me, father, mother, whatever, that plays games, average person plays 2.5 to 3 hours a week. Okay? That's doable. Meaning in 1 month's time, if they constantly play that game, that within 8.5, which would be 3 weeks, okay, if they play 2 hours, right, 2.5 weeks, if they played 3 hours a week, they would be able to get to that stuff and enjoy and feel like that they paid for it, enjoyed playing the game, and they earned something instead of going, $22, I pay for it, and then I don't have time to play the game, and I'm not playing the game anymore. 2-3 hours is a fucking snack. Boss, you do not have kids. You don't have kids. The person that I'm telling you that has 2 to 3 hours is a person that has a family and actually has other responsibilities other than their own. You work, come home, eat, sleep, shit, play games. Oh, I miss. You also go to movies. In that order, what did I say? Eat, sleep, shit, play games. Is that what I said? Eat, sleep, shit, play games. Oh, we were going to do that. They were supposed to come over here, I believe, at some point. I mean, hell, I'm only putting in... I don't play that many games. I mean, and I'm putting in 9 to 12 hours a week, right? And I'm a streamer, right? Because I play about 2 to 3 hours a night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursday, sometimes Friday, and a little bit on the weekends, right? Usually the weekends I don't really play that much until late night, right? I'm putting 12 to 15 hours in. Z says probably a Steam Deck to play while I'm eating and shitting. Well, I'm not going to go there. I play more than 2 or 3 hours, but there are literally weeks where I might play an hour because of studying and flying all day. People have responsibilities. Right. What I'm saying is you could play 10 hours 1 week and then you play 2 hours for the remainder of the month, right? People have things to do, right? And I'm not saying that people don't play 15 hours a day, because there are, right? I'm just saying that someone that makes money and spends, when they work 70 hours a week and make good money, right? They come home, they don't want to grind for 10 hours. They're just going to pay the money. And there's a difference between a skin in like Diablo and a skin in a first-person shooter. At least in a third-person game, you can see what the hell you bought. And in a first-person game, you can't see anything unless you're in a menu system. Like, man, I'm just going to sit in this menu system all day because I bought this skin for $22. Yeah. I think this shirt I think the shirt that I bought was less than $22. I'm guarantee it was. And I wear this shirt at least once every 1 week, 2 weeks. That's an actual shirt that I wear. I think I'm going to pay $22 for a cosmetic. You can see your legs when you look down. Hey, look at that. That's what I do in VR games. The VR games, you look down, you're like, oh, I got legs. Not all of them, though. You have no arms, though. You just have hands. You just have hands. I don't know why. Why is that? Why don't you have arms? Oh, I don't miss those days. I don't miss those days where you're studying so hard. You're like, I want to play some games. And you're like, you put the controller in your hand. You're like, you're hyped up, right? And you're like playing. You're like, right? And next thing you know, you're playing like Grand Theft Auto, and your car's like smashed in. You're like, how far did I go before I crashed? You wake up. You're like, how long was I out? I have not, Water. I mean, I did check it out, the video. It looks cool, but I haven't tried it or anything like that. I think there was a trial. Was there a trial? Or was it just Man, it's already noon already? All right, we got one more story. I like one time I remember playing, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 5. I think it was Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah. Because I was playing it, and my son was a newborn, right? Well, he's like a 1-year-old. And I was up with him, and I was super tired. So I put him to bed. I started playing some Grand Theft Auto 5. And I was driving on that highway on the outer edge of the map, right? And I was flying. I was like hauling ass in a sports car. I forget what car it was. And all of a sudden I passed out, right? And I woke up, and I made it pretty much down the whole coast, okay? And I didn't hit anything, right? And I was just like amazed. I was amazed. I was like, how did I not hit anything? I was just right down the middle of the path. I just, oh, that's what it was. I was on a motorcycle, and I was just right down the line. And then 10 seconds after I woke up, I hit a wall, and then I launched myself out into the sea. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 30NSG. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Assassin's Creed dev is laying off over 100 employees, including the Mandalorian visual effects artist. I'm going to read the article to you and give you my thoughts, so let's get to it. So, in the beginning report, Ubisoft is undergoing another round of layoffs and streamline our operations, and this time hitting the largest development studio and other groups across the world. Per IGN, Ubisoft Montreal has laid off 98 staff members, along with another 26 across the globe, IT teams, hybrid visual effects artists, studios, and which also include artists assisted on the production of Disney's Mandalorian series. It says, quote, "These are not decisions taken lightly, and these are providing comprehensive support for colleagues who will be leaving Ubisoft during the transition," reads Ubisoft's statement. Continues on to say, "We also want to share our utmost gratitude and respect for those and many contribute to the company, and this restructuring does not affect our production teams." Okay, this year has been a challenging one for Ubisoft. It's also previously went through a round of layoffs in the first half of 2023, and the round saw a complete shuttering of Ubisoft London, Ubisoft London, which worked in the company's slate of mobile releases. Along with Ubisoft's employees striking, delays of the game's releases, including a troubled game of Skull and Bones. That game is dead in the water. From Ubisoft Singapore, an earlier report from IGN revealed that Ubisoft employees spoke about turmoil and frustration about the mandate return to offices for all Montreal employees. Also called for broken promises from leaders. Recently, Ubisoft launched Assassin's Creed Mirage, and the studio's biggest game release is the tentpole franchise. However, it looks as though Ubisoft has more work for it to cut out itself and continues to efforts to release a large-scale product, including Assassin's Creed Red, the Japan-set AC game that will follow up Valhalla. Now, in 2023 was certainly been a complex year for video games. While a number of releases of quality games have also been exceptionally high quality, the quality of treatment and creatives and developers who also make the remarkable games has been at an all-time low. Hopefully, with more time and efforts from developers unionize and create joint support, developers and creatives in the industry will find more stability. All right, so here's my thoughts. So Assassin's Creed with more layoffs. We hear layoffs every single week now, right? We've been hearing layoffs. And it's not because the industry is struggling in any way, shape, or form, right? As gamers, right, we don't really care. Obviously, as a person, we care that maybe your friends or loved ones work for some of these companies and they've lost their jobs. But as just in general, if you go out and buy video games, you don't care about this stuff, right? You don't care about the layoffs that are happening at Disney or CNN or Assassin's Creed Ubisoft or at Bungie. You don't care, okay? Why do we hear all this stuff more happening now? Well, I can tell you why. It's the holidays. The holidays, every single year, you can go back and look. Okay, we always get articles like this where they start talking about layoffs that are happening. Is because these companies don't want to pay, and they're trying to, open up the books a little bit to make it look like they're more profitable and save money. So this is why they do what they do. Okay, so what does this mean, right? They even said 100 employees, but they say down here that it's 98 staff members along another 26 across the globe, including IT, hybrid visual effects, and studios, even people that worked on the visual effects for Mandalorian, right? They say that they didn't take any devs away, so the devs are still there. Same thing with Bungie. When we talked about Bungie last week, everyone's complaining that, oh my God, this is going to delay the next expansion for Destiny, but yet none of the developers were let go that are working on the actual game, but they had to release the money because they're paying other people that are not doing stuff as much as the developers do. So they have to release that money, right? So Assassin's Creed is just another, right? Or I should say Ubisoft is just yet another person, right? We see Embracer Group closing studios, laying off people. We see Microsoft laying off tens of thousands of people. We have layoffs here, hundreds of people. Hundreds of people when you're in a studio of 600 people, losing 100 people, that's a big deal, okay? When you're in a group of 132,000 people like Microsoft is and you get let go of 12 or 13,000, that's a big deal as well, but it doesn't look, in the grander scheme of things, it doesn't make a dent in that overall with the business, right? Think about how much dead weight they just got rid of on their terms, right? They're like, we got rid of 10,000 people. That's dead weight we don't have to pay for. So is this going to stop? Does this mean that Ubisoft is in turmoil? Does this mean Assassin's Creed games are going to come out delayed and late? No, everything is as usual, per usual, right? Articles are written. We go, I'm sorry for everyone's losses, but the game and the studio keep on moving forward, right? So nothing happens, right? The only thing that happens is the actual people that lost their jobs and whatever jobs they had, but they never tell you what type of jobs they were. They just say the visual effects artists, that people that had nothing to do. They bring up Assassin's Creed did layoffs, but yet no developers have actually lost their jobs. So what does this mean? Does this mean that Ubisoft and any of the Assassin's Creeds are coming out late or delayed in any way, shape, or form? No, we don't know that yet in any way, shape, or form. So it means absolutely nothing. This is just a story for us to go, oh, more people are losing their jobs, but that's because it's the holidays and nothing to do with the actual company itself. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. The dude said, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the game that took me a lifetime to beat and had cringe story. Did it have a cringe story? I never played it. I haven't played. The last Assassin's Creed game I played was the one We do this all the time. I forget which one. Syndicate? Is that the one? I think it was Syndicate. Sarge said this is nothing new. Get rid of the non-essential personnel. Not me yet. Thank you, Jesus. Z, do you work? I have a friend that works for Microsoft, but do you work for Microsoft, or are you a contract to work for Microsoft, or do you work for Microsoft? I have a friend that does like software sales in Microsoft. Ubi has been in a bad way for years for the devs. With only 20,000 staff, they only make a few million in profit. But they still make profit. The word profit is still in that sentence, Paul. Which means they're still able to pay their employees and make games. Don't forget about the Twitter virtual signaling. Well, of course, you can't forget that. Seven years internal, fast-tracked. Gotcha. But yes, a vendor. Okay. Look at the Discord image. Which one in general? Annual net income generated by Ubisoft from fiscal year 2004 to 2005 to 2022, 2023. What is that? Negative 494.7. Nice. What did they just make a purchase of something? They had some pretty good years. They had some pretty good years in 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. Basically, everything that they've made here in those years, gone in one fell swoop. Annual net income generated by Ubisoft from fiscal year. Yeah, I'm gonna do some real quick math for a second. Let me see. We got 39.45. Yeah. So they, in those 5 years, they made 527.51, right, in million euros. Okay. Then we'll minus the 124.24, which they're down to 403.27 in 2020. Then so 403.27, so 403.27 plus the 105.2, so they're at 508.47 plus 79.5 is 587.97, and then we minus the 494.7, so they're at 93.27 million. So they're actually still profitable. Still profitable. So they still made more money than they lost. Just that number looks terrible at the bottom there. Rockstar's tweets at 63 million now? What? Is that... Am I looking at the wrong tweet? Mine says 17 million. This tweet? This is their main, and it says 17. Am I missing? That's 17. Oh, this one down here. We're very excited to let you know that the early December will release the first trailer at 63 million. Oh, Jesus. That's the first. Let's see Jason. Let's see his tweet. What's his big tweet? He's got 10 million. He's got 10 million. Oh, I agree. They are literally putting all their eggs in the basket of Assassin's Creed. I'm telling you, Water. They're like, Rockstar, can you give us any kind of hint whatsoever when you feel like you're going to drop Grand Theft Auto? Is it going to be November next year? Is it going to be October next year? They're like, yeah, you got to give us something here. We got a big game coming out. We don't want to release it. I'm telling you, man. They're making phone calls right now. Look, I know you guys take two. I know you guys you got Grand Theft Auto coming out. You got to let us know when you're releasing it. Anything? Breathe to let us know if it's coming out next year. Right? They're worried. Nobody wants to release near that game. Nobody. Here's the thing. Take the best game this year. Right? Best game this year. Baldur's Gate 3. Most hype ever. If Baldur's Gate 3 came out the exact same time Grand Theft Auto 6 came out, no one would know what Baldur's Gate 3 is. Right? Nobody would know what Baldur's Gate 3 is. It'd be a speed bump. It'd be like what? What came out? Baldur's Gate 3. You would have no articles written about how great Baldur's Gate 3 was. You would have no publishers and developers talking about that's not the standard of video games anymore. None of that would happen. Nothing. Rockstar would be the only thing anyone talks about in Grand Theft Auto 6. Nobody else. Get Jason on it. He'll find out when it releases. We still don't know much about Baldur's Gate 3. All news is still about Starfield. That's true. Starfield was one of the most searched things, right? Next year will be the year of GTA. They said only a few years ago about burning people out with Assassin's Creed games, and then they also would slow down making them. And then like 6 new Assassin's Creed games in the works. Yeah. We're not going to make Assassin's Creeds anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to make more Assassin's Creed games. It's like, I'm sorry, did you guys just hear what you said? You said that we're not doing Assassin's Creed games, and then the next sentence out of your mouth was we're making more Assassin's Creed games. Okay. Just making sure. I mean, you could blame Assassin's Creed for Skull and Bones, because if it wasn't for Black Flag, they wouldn't have thought they could make another game. like Let's make a spin-off game of Black Flag for just this for just sailing. What could go wrong? 8 years later. So yeah, Skull and Bones. So Skull and Bones is not coming out. I mean, you know what? Let me rewind a little bit. The only thing that would benefit Skull and Bones, right? Ubisoft's picking up the phone. Hey, when are you releasing Grand Theft Auto 6? All right, boys. Skull and Bones releasing the same day as Grand Theft Auto 6. Then no one will talk about it. It'll just go away. And they'll be like, we released it. We released it. Oh, we had poor sales. Skull and Bones had poor sales, not because it's a bad game. It's because it released the same time as Grand Theft Auto 6. That's what Ubisoft's plan was. I see you. I see you, Skull and Bones. I know what you're doing. Makes perfect sense. The only developer team that actually thrives from this is the Skull and Bones development team. Skull and Bones missed its window? Oh, no. No. Their window is that window, Reese. That game is dead on arrival. And the only way they can spin it now why it wasn't successful is if Skull and Bones releases around the same time as Grand Theft Auto 6. They will delay it on purpose just to release at the same time and then blame Grand Theft Auto 6 for it. What game did that recently? There was a game that came out and it said that it did bad because of the other game that came out. Wasn't it Battlefield 2042? 2042 said it released no, it was Halo. Or wait, was it Halo or Battlefield? Battlefield said it did bad because of Halo released the same time, or was it Halo said it did bad because of Battlefield? One of them said it. I remember that 2 years ago when they said it. You're buying Skull and Bones day one? You're a brave soul. Maybe more Ubisoft layoff news after Skull and Bones release. It's a sinking ship, and the Skull and Bones, may she rest in the watery grave. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to read that in a pirate voice, aren't I? Ah, it's a sinking ship that Skull and Bones is. May she rest in the watery grave. Singapore government. Why game not make money? GTA 6? I'm telling you, that would be a smart move on Ubisoft's part. They just like, well, we'll put it out like a week before, right? We'll put it out like a week before, and then we'll just blame Grand Theft Auto. Oh, the reason, you know what? I'm gonna put that Big Book of Bull. I don't have the thing, right? Big Book of Bull. There will be articles written that Skull and Bones does not make it because it comes out around about Grand Theft Auto 6. There'll be articles written. Well, the reason it didn't do well, Grand Theft Auto 6. That'll be it. Forbidden West came out way before Elden Ring. And Forbidden West sold well. But are you comparing one of those games to Grand Theft Auto? Like that's not even the same same scale. There's nothing that you can compare. Nothing you can compare Grand Theft Auto to. Nothing. There is no example that you could use in an analogy to say that this game is as big as what Grand Theft Auto is. No, people said Forbidden West got overlooked because of Elden Ring. No, Elden Ring was on all platforms. Forbidden West was on PlayStation. Didn't Forbidden West still sell well? Didn't it sell like 11 million copies or something? Isn't it like 20 million copies? Horizon Forbidden West sales reach 8.4 million. Franchise sales 32.7. 8.4 million is not bad for a game like that. As of April 16, 2023, the Horizon franchise has sold through more than 32.7 million units. Now, obviously, the first one sold much better than the second one, but that's because they had a more consoles were out there. I know how to make Skull and Bones get a good rating, though. Just release it as the Sony exclusive. IGN will 100% be like 10 out of 10 best game ever. Like, we're just really trying to push that Sony narrative. Forbidden West came out on the 18th and Elden Ring the 25th. Yeah, it's the same month. But still, Forbidden West is only on... Didn't it only come out? Was Forbidden West... It was on PlayStation 4 and 5, right? Oh, was it on 4 and 5? Or was it on PlayStation just 5? Oh, it was on both. Oh, no. And the expansion, yeah, the expansion's on the 5 only, right? It was on both, right? That's not very good. That's not very good. When you have over 100, you have 130 million PlayStations out there, and you sell 8.4. That's not good. The DLC is only on 5. Yeah. I'm sure they wanted that number bigger. I love how they always combine the two. This is what they did for Miles Morales, right? Spider-Man and Miles Morales sold 33 million copies. Okay. And then Horizon with Horizon West sold 32.7 million units. Like, just separate them. Stop putting the franchise together. I want to know like, you can't find information, right? They're like, nope, together. It's 8.4 million for Horizon Forbidden West. Right, Reese. That's my point. You said it better. When a sequel underperforms, you got to lump it together with the other one. Or you do one of those things, and I'm not saying for Horizon, just the way the media does stuff. It's like if a game underperforms or a movie underperforms, I'll say movies more, right? That way there's no Sony pony new Xbox type of conversation, right? If a movie underperforms, they'll tell you that it performed really well for a Tuesday on a non-holiday. Do you know what I mean? Or if it comes out during a holiday, it's the best movie of the holiday after 2020. They use some sort of wordage to make it be like, oh wow, it's really popular. It's the best one that came out on a Tuesday after 2020. You know, like they say something to kind of sell it to you. So this is the best movie when after a full moon, after a blood moon on a Wednesday evening on the southern hemisphere. It's crazy. I don't even know what voice I just did. I don't know whose voice that was. I was like possessed there for a second. I see your new career. I don't know where that voice came from. Highest selling movie. let me read that. Let me read that with
This is the highest grossing movie with the dwarf co-star launching on the third week of December since 2022.
Yeah. Bro, the Rotten Tomatoes score for Marvels is 54% with 41 reviews. Oh. Can I look at that? Let me look at that. People here's the two things that are going to happen right now, Kylo. Two things are going to happen, right? The critics are going to hate it. The fans are going to love it. And then they're going to say it's got review bombed. That's what's going to happen. I like how right now they're not showing it. Right? They're not showing it, but if I back up here, it says it's rotten, right? So I click on it. And then when I go here, they don't let me, it doesn't show it. Now, this is very reminiscent. This is very reminiscent of the first movie. That this literal site changed the way it fundamentally functions to protect Disney, okay? To protect Disney. And the head of Rotten Tomatoes, also at one point worked for Disney. Right? It says here 57. But when you click on it, you can't see it. These are not the reviews you're looking for. These are not the reviews I'm looking for. That's right. I mean, the first movie got a 79. Isn't that always 45? This could be bad. We'll see. Did this get review bombed? Of course it did. Of course it did. It can't be that the content is bad, right? I know my content is bad. Okay? You just got to admit to yourself, you got to make it better. Why don't people like Brie Larson? It's because of the one line. It's because of this. It's because she said, I don't need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work about Wrinkle in Time. That's because that's it. It wasn't made for him. I want to know what it meant for a woman of color, biracial women, or teen women of color. That's why people don't like Brie Larson. Is this it right here? Let me see.
Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. And I'm also saying I don't hate white dudes. I'm just saying we need to be conscious of our bias and do our part to make sure that everyone is in the room.
Oh, she doesn't say the actual thing there, but the quote is the quote is, I don't need a 40-year-old white old white dude. Old white dude. Ugh, that hurts. 40-year-old old white dude. Not really. I don't give a shit. There was a song playing. What's the one? I forget the guy's name. Came out in 2011. Used to know. You used to know. I forget the fucking artist's name. Anyway, it was playing at the breakfast place I was today, and the waitress comes up to me and goes, "Man, this song," she goes, "Did you know this song's over 12 years old?" I said, "Yeah, it came out in 2011. She's like, "Really? 2000, right? 2011?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Wow, I was," and then she said her age. And I went, "Oh God." I was like, I was in my mid-30s. And she goes, "You're almost 50?" I was like, "Check, please. Check, please." She's like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." I was like, I'm not offended in any way, shape, or form. It was funny though. She's like, "I was," and I think she said she was 11. It's like 11 or 12. But she just said it. She's like, "You're almost 50?" I didn't. Backtracking, pedaling up. You don't look like you're almost 50. I said, "Because I'm not. I'm not almost 50. I'm 45. You're almost dead, Hal." Dead now. Yeah. Yeah. Senior discount check, please. Yeah. No, I still got a while before I get the pretty girl, and God bless her. Close enough? You shut up, Crowded. Crowded didn't talk for 2 hours. Comes in here and does a little pow. Close enough. You're practically a mummy. I also don't like how people are in their 40s and they're like, "I'm old." Shut up. Shut up. You're not old. Yeah, Reese. Crowded came in with a drive-by. If 40 is old, what the hell is 60? Ancient? Then what's 80? Prehistoric? Well, here it is. It finally showed up, and it's even lower. It's even lower. It was 57 just a couple seconds ago, and now it's 54. All right. Let's read some of these, shall we? Let's read some of these. Struggles to stay coherent for a good deal of relatively brief running time. Okay. Someone that had a good thing said she's a top critic. Says, "While Marvel's been flooding us with endless exhaustive content, DaCosta's movie offers us one thing that made the franchise work in the first place. Heroes with actual want to root for. I don't think that's the problem with any of the movies, though. Like, Black Widow was a bad film, and we wanted to root for her. Right? Like, why are... Like, I don't understand. Is that a nice way of saying, like, shit characters? Matthew Turner here says Marvel's frequently undersell its key moments, but the engaging chemistry between the leads of DaCosta's snappy pacing ensure that it's never less than entertaining. Here's what I also find funny. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, okay, but DaCosta, supposedly, again, this is just listening to the internet, she left the movie over a year ago, and it got shot for reshoots and different things. She got pushed. These are her own words. She actually had to come out and say this. She was on the film, and they knew they had a time frame with her, and it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So now someone else basically edited the film, which I think is funny because, or, directed the film in the edit. She left the edit. She wasn't there when the edit was happening because someone else did this. So when they say between DaCosta's snapping pacing, I don't think she had anything to do with the pacing because I think someone else worked with the pacing. But hey, I don't know. I just know how the industry works. And if you're not there to actually do the stuff, I don't think the pacing had to do anything. That's like saying Zack Snyder, when Whedon was doing Justice League, after Snyder left, Snyder had nothing to do with that. To say Snyder's pacing, even though Whedon did it, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was someone completely else doing the stuff with the person's film. But we'll see. Next person here, Lindsay, says, as often as the case of Marvel girl power attempts, it feels like a little pandering in all the wrong places and nothing really engaging with any specific or unique female point of view. Okay. Jana here says, like Carol Danvers herself, and hopefully like many of the movie's viewers, the Marvel seems to understand on an unspoken level that it doesn't have to carry the weight of the world alone. The movie can just be silly, sweet, and imperfect. Insert silly, sweet, and imperfect, and insert your own words there. Insert your own words. The movie can just be silly, sweet, and imperfect, which means dumb, stupid, and crappy. Because imperfect to me means that it's not coherent, which is one of the other people, what they said, right? A successful, as its biggest, wildest swings are, it really be nice if the plotting of the Marvels lived up to those elements. That said, those other elements are hard to oversell. I don't know if she's doing a good or bad review there on this little, right? She's starting off like, as successful as the biggest, wildest swings are, and then she goes down. It'd really be nice if the plotting of the Marvels lived up to those elements, which means it doesn't. That said, those other elements are hard to oversell. Okay. Michael over here says, the Marvels is so fueled by fan service and formula, like pretty much everything in the MCU these days, that gives short shrift to such basic and narrative comprehensive, which is the same thing that someone else said, incoherent, which is the same thing as this person's saying, where it says imperfect. And that's a good review there. This one says, the Marvels feels like a return to form of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as it's film focused on telling a story of its three leading ladies and the future endeavors. And those three ladies are all a ton of fun to watch. Nia DaCosta's direction of the Marvels brings solid chemistry and all-around fun tone and allows powerhouse of trio of Carol, Monica, and Kamal to shine on the screen. The Marvels is the superhero adventure seamlessly tailor-made for cat lovers. Okay. People that are really into the body-swapping shenanigans and those who live in a Jubilee song and dance numbers. Oh, God. This tells me a lot about the movie. Okay. This person gave it a good rating. It's rare superhero adventures seamlessly tailor-made for cat lovers. That says that says a lot right there itself. Okay. But also people really into body swapping shenanigans. Okay, that says something else. And then those who like Jubilee song and dance numbers. Woo! This sounds really interesting. So if you're a crazy cat lady that likes swapping for Freaky Friday movies, also with dance numbers, this movie's for you. But here again, the ambitious is limited and the anarchy formulaic. If the Marvels can withstand the rumors and build word of mouth for engaging, fun and exciting production, then hopefully it can significantly be the beginning of the next phase of Marvel's fun. Boy, that says a lot. Huh? That says a lot. She says if it can withstand the rumors and build a word of mouth, that's going to be a hard thing to follow, I should say, not fall. One character carries the weight of the film, while the rest feel hollow, uninteresting, and middling head-scratching post-credit scene can't redeem this. I guarantee you the person that carries the film is the young girl. I bet you it's the girl that's Kamala. I think she's going to have a big career in front of her, regardless if it's Marvel and she's Kamala Khan. But I think she's going to be a really good actress moving forward. Yeah, I think it's her. Seeing her in like interviews and the way she talks, and again, I like the Marvels. Miss Marvel. Right? I saw the first 2 episodes. I said this is a really good show, just not a Marvel show. Right? I thought the chemistry between her and her family and friends, I was like, this is really cool, but it's just not a Marvel thing. You could have taken the superhero out of that. It would have been a great show. It would have been a show that was on like Nickelodeon or like HBO type of stuff. She looks like a cat lady. One of the first movies Marvel has to put out in a long time that feels willing to be as weird and enjoyable stupid as the genre allows. This might be as Marvel's first cult classic. Wow. Okay, the way I'm taking that, when you say cult classic, right? Cult classics are they're like cheesy, right? Like a cult classic is like Goonies, right? Cult classic is like, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York, right? Those are like cult classics, right? Those are movies that were fun, cheesy, good, right? That's what you're comparing these to? Oh, this is going to be the Star Wars holiday special. I definitely not watching it. Right? Marvel's first cult classic is Blade. Is Blade the first cult classic? You might be right. You might be right. Yeah, Disney and Marvel are not trying to make cult classics. Yeah. But that's not in their universe, though. Water. I think you're right about Blade being a cult classic, right? But I don't think... Like, is the Marvels going to be that movie that, obviously, if we rewind back in the old days, like a movie shows up on TBS, right? You're doing something with your day, and all of a sudden, in the background, you hear the Marvels is playing. Would you stop doing what you're doing to watch the Marvels? Probably not. That's her name. Villani. are the stars here. But undercooked main plot and maybe the worst villain in Marvel Cinematic Universe has had yet sink their thrown together mixed bag of, despite it being professionally diverse, female lead superhero flick. Why do we have to bring up professionally diverse? Why? Why do we have to bring up? No one said any movie in the past was like diverse. If you put diverse in your synopsis or selling pitch, you're done. You're done. Stop it. Stop putting that stuff in. Like, just let it sit on its own. I hate it. I hate it. I hate when they say, well, this game is the most diverse game. This movie is the most diverse. Stop. Don't put that in there. Just say this movie is what it is. It has nothing to do with the ratio of black, white, Hispanics, Japanese in the film. Right, Kylo? Put a chick in it. Put a chick in it and make it lame. Like, it doesn't have to be about that. Hey, what's our stats right now in my chat, right? I have to have a diverse chat in here, okay? There's got to be a good ratio. If there's too many of one society or social class, you got to get your ass out. There's got to be a balance. Like, what are we talking about? Well, you can stay then. There's one. We have to have at least one. This is the most diverse chat I've ever seen. There's lots of different letters in my chat. Lots of different letters. We got people with Z's in their name. We got people with V's and X's. We're very diverse here. Last one here. Neither as funny nor engaging and warm as it tries to be, despite the best efforts of the talented director, Nia DaCosta, and the trio of the gifted, enormous, likable leads, Brie Larson, Paris, and It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say. I would like to. Let me. You have to go more into that. It doesn't say anything. What's the Marvels picks up? Who said? Where's the synopsis? That's your movie, right? The Marvels have made a top. Okay. Is this it? The problem with the Marvels begins and ends with the story that comes nowhere near the high-stakes gravitas of the most memorable superhero movies due to the large part of the second-tier villain who seems almost like an afterthought through much of the adventure of Larson, Paris, and Vellani are terrific together, but they're stuck in a mediocre vehicle. Oh, boy. High stakes, people. High stakes. Dolphin says, I'm a white guy from the Midwest. I'll just leave. Yeah, you're not... You got to get out. The ratio here is probably too many. You're just going to have to leave, Dolphin. Can we get a Where's Waldo movie? That would be interesting, right? That would be interesting. Everyone in the theater is like, I found him. I found him. You're in the theater. Everyone's like, where? And then it's like a slideshow. It just stays up for just a small second, and then it goes to the next slide. Oh, you're a white Asian. Bonus. See that, guys? Very diverse. Very diverse. Yeah, you can stay. That's fine. That's fine. It's ridiculous. Man, it's already almost 1 o'clock already. Uneventful news day, but at the same time, we made it through it. We made it through. And I don't know why my music stops halfway through. It's been all. It started at the very beginning, stopped for 2 hours, and now it starts again. Where's Waldo starting Phoebe Waller-Bridge? Waldo wouldn't even be a dude anymore. That's classic. We're going to try to do that music. I don't know why it stops. In the future, if you guys hear the music not working or playing in the background, just let me know. When I do this, when I do the breakouts, I stop it because in the edit it'll be weird with the music that I have on top of the music that's playing in the background. Yeah, we're gonna play RoboCop tonight. We're gonna continue playing RoboCop. I'm really liking RoboCop, man. They and I said it before. The amount of tender love and care that the company that did Hogwarts Legacy that put into that Harry Potter realm, this developer put into the RoboCop realm of the characters, the story, the actors, just everything about it. It is phenomenal. It is so good. I don't care that RoboCop right now is like a 71 on Metacritic. I don't care. It's literally a great game. It's phenomenal. If you're a RoboCop fan, you like RoboCop, that game is a must. Right now, my gun, okay, my gun is ridiculous. Let me bring it up for a second. Yeah, it's unlimited. It's got unlimited power. You just open up fire. I don't have to reload anymore. With the stats and stuff that I put on the gun and the circuit board that I found, I do not have to reload anymore. It's so much fun. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get old. You shooting people in the face and their arms and everything, just doing the same thing over and over. It doesn't get old. It feels as good as the first time, 6 hours in. Do you see Microsoft getting into film and movies like Sony and Nintendo? Well, aren't they already? Microsoft, they did the Halo TV show. I don't know if that they got credited for anything like that, but yeah, I see a lot of people going that way, right? I mean, Gearbox is doing it with Borderlands, and Sony's doing it with their shows and movies. I see that happening, Ron. Look at this. I'm just constantly shooting. I don't have to worry about reloading ever. There's no reload. Have you done any actual arresting? We did cuff somebody. We gave a ticket. We gave a parking ticket to somebody. I mean, we just do the death sentence to everybody. We're judge, jury. You know, we just give the death sentence to everybody. You're still confused? All right, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Okay. let me explain what it is. Okay. So you see how these pieces over here have spots that are filled? Okay. So like this one has one spot over here and 3 missing. That's an end cap. Okay, meaning if I, let's say, put it over on this particular one right here, it would go through and then stop, and it wouldn't be able to connect to this one. Okay? So you're trying to find one, like for instance, like this 18 up here has 3 parts that you can connect. So this one would be good if I put it, you know, here, because it would connect here, here, and here. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? You're trying to fill in the gaps to get to these bonuses without getting to these bonuses, without getting to the parts of the chip that's negates the points. Right? Because if I do 18% more explosions, but then this one's 20% negative, then I'm doing -2 here. How does the node system on the Auto 9 work? Do you understand if it still has a confusion on it? No. I'm explaining to you right now, Rose. So the nodes are random, right? You find random. You can combine them as well. Like I do it here as well. I combine them. So I'm looking to. Actually, I think I. Didn't I change? Yeah, I started combining them. Right? You're looking for ones that, like, I don't have one for here, up here, right? I'm looking for one that has a node at the bottom and a node to the right. Okay, I don't have one of those. I have one like this one where it goes to the left and down, but I don't have one that goes down to the right. I'm looking for one that goes down to the right. If I get one that goes down to the right, it opens up this split of the stuff, and I have 18%. So you're looking for ones that fit into these positions, but don't lock in to open up the negative points. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can give parking tickets. You can arrest people as well, or give tickets to people that are on the street and whatnot. We haven't dabbled in it as much, but so kind of like a puzzle in a way. I didn't get that now. It makes total sense. Yeah. So you don't want to use like this one right here that I have highlighted, which is all 4 are there. This would be great here, but not great here. Because if I put this piece where this 18 is, that means it would open up this, and it would open up this. So I would lose 20% of my total or whatever this is. Okay? So I use the end cap here. This one's only going in, and there's no outs whatsoever. So it blocks the -10 here and the -10 here. So you want the highest percent possible, okay? But then you know what? I'm gonna make this bigger for you so you can see. Where is it? All right. So you want this the highest percent possible, but you also want it in the right position. And there's different cards. So we did the different card here. I think I did it. Where did I do it? I don't know where I did it. But we found the new card. Yeah, here it is. Right? So when I'm placing these in, yeah, you can respect, and it takes them all off. And you can put new cards in. So there's a chip merger, and then down here where it says change board as well. Okay? So, like, I changed my board. Right? See how there's different boards? So you can have a different board, and I didn't understand. So that was the tutorial one. Then I found a different board of 3.3, 3.2, and 3.1. Okay? And they have different perspectives. So I might want to use this one because I might have different nodes that go into there and actually work better. And as you place them in, you know, it all depends on if you put your reload, and this is the reload one, or extra magazine. And it doesn't cost you anything to respect. And you can change them. You see how it says pass through, dead end, all, right? It all depends on which one you're looking for. So we're having fun. We're having fun with that. All right. We're one person away. Maybe you're a person right now live in channel and you're not a subscriber. If you subscribe to the channel, you'll be the 1600 person. But then 2 people will stop. They'll unsubscribe because that's just what people do. But we're one person away from 1600. And we're 400 away from 2,000, which is exciting. See, I got some going into the red. I got to completely redo my gun and get home. Yeah, get it out of the red. You don't want any red. Imagine the system with Robo multiplayer. No running, jumping, sliding, just chaos. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I would like to see them do some DLCs with this game. I'm not even done with the main game, but I would love them to see paid DLC. Not a live service, paid DLC. It's a single-player game. Add more story, add more stuff to it. I hope they do something along the lines of that. I'm a fan. This developer has gotten me as a fan for this, and I look forward to whatever they make next. They did this Terminator series, which actually got pretty good reviews. I'm actually, because of this game, and I found out they did a Terminator game a couple of months ago when you guys told me about it, I actually might go get that game as well. They said that was actually a pretty good game as well. All right. I'm done for the day. Oh, no problem, Rose. No problem. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, for more RoboCop. If you like that, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond it, become a member as little as $5. We do lots of different content here. We do morning show Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until about noon. I should say 1. From 10 to 1. Okay. We have conversations. We bullshit throughout the whole morning show, and I do appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us. It means the world to me. It does, because it makes me do something. And if you guys are entertained, we have good conversations, I think, anyway, right? We all get along. There's going to be people that come in and learn the ways of what we're doing, because we're not one-sided or the other. We just read the news and have good conversations. If you like that, come on by and hang out with us more. If you want to help us out even more, go to our channel. We have lots of uploads. I'm taking these breakout videos. If you don't want to sit here for 3 hours and listen to me bullshit, okay, then you can come in for those small videos that we do. They run anywhere between 6 minutes and 10 minutes long. I just read the news, give you my thoughts on it, and that's it. So if you like that, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We also do a gameplay. We do live streams like this, and then we also do a podcast to finish out the week on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is called Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way, right? We've been doing that for 371 episodes over 9 years. So I appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.